Welcome to Community Restorative. This is our, I believe, third class. And today we are focused on, I guess it's a little bit of everything, but what I was feeling is that it seems like a lot of us are carrying the stress in our upper body. So we'll do some work to release tension in the upper body, and just an exploration of that connection in the heart area as well, and how we can um, come into our bodies more during this time, and coming into a safe space within the heart area. And to start this class, we are going to do the check-in in what I call supported fish. So you want to grab a yoga blanket or a beach towel, anything that can be basically like a mini bolster. And it's a gentle stretch through the heart. Let me adjust my camera. So you will come down and you have your bolster set up. And when you lie down into the pose, it's going to be, your heart is going to be on the top end right here. And then your head is going to be off, and your two shoulders are going to be off. So it's really important that the top of the shoulders are down so that the neck can relax. Like, we don't want it to be like the shoulders are floating up here, because then it's really hard for the neck to fully release. Okay, and then your bum will be on the other end of your bolster. So this is option one. So there's a little bit of an opening through the heart. If this becomes, if you want a bigger stretch through the upper body, you could turn the blanket crosswise so that the blanket is still under your heart, your shoulders are still down, but your low back is going to be lower, and it creates a bigger stretch. Okay, so, but if your back is really tight, it's better to go gentle rather than really extreme. So it'll look like this. You're lying down, and then you lower your body down, and you adjust so that the edge of the blanket is basically, it feels like it's around the broad strap area. And arms can go wide. And I recommend keeping the knees bent and the feet on the ground, so we have that element of being grounded, of the feet touching the floor, so that we feel that sense of support from the earth, gravity. The other advantage of knees bent is that it allows for more slack in the connective tissue in the back. So the neck area can actually maybe relax more easily like this, rather than with the legs long. But you can play around and see what feels better for your body. And then as we stay here, we'll take some little movements first. So, and turn your head over to one side, bring the head down, and then just gently rock your head over to the other side. Just gentle movement through the neck. And then after, about 3, 4 rounds of those turns of your head, go ahead and rest your head in center. Take 3 focused breaths, feeling first the foundation of your feet. You can use a long sigh through the mouth as a way of allowing the breath to extend. So the long sigh through the mouth helps to soften the respiratory diaphragm. So as you use that sigh, take your awareness inside the rib cage and just sense just that quality of softness and recoil in that space as you exhale. And then after 3 breaths, feeling your feet, feeling your connection to the ground, take your awareness up through your legs, into your hips, and land with your attention in your sacrum, that broad, flat bone behind your pelvis. And give yourself 3 breaths here, just connecting to this root of the spine and this junction between the upper and the lower body. It's another place of strength in the body. And give yourself 3 breaths, just feeling the solidity of the sacrum bone. And with curiosity, gentleness, move your awareness up your torso and then land, noticing the back of the heart, this place that is being supported by the blanket. Can you sense the quality of your breath expanding through the back of your heart here? Stay here for 3 breaths, feeling that quality of your breath moving, especially through the back of the heart. You can use the mouth exhale again. It's a way of coaxing more softness into the breath. Good. And then move your awareness up into the shoulders, the neck, the face. Noticing the level of tension or softness here in the upper body. See if you can broaden your awareness so that you can feel all those points at the same time. The feet, sacrum, heart, head, feeling your whole body and welcoming it as it is right now. Shifting into this wider field where you are and allowing presence, welcoming your body as it is, welcoming your breath as it is, no matter how constricted or relaxed it feels. It's giving it space to move within its rhythm right now, within its capability. And also noticing the way that your mind is moving. And again, shifting into this wider field where you're simply acknowledging, witnessing, recognizing as well your emotional space. where are you right now in terms of your experience? All of these different layers of self. And what is your intention for practicing? What inner quality would you like to connect with through your practice? It can stay an inquiry if you're clear on your intention. You can also have the intention as a full sentence. And as we stay here, we're going to practice a few breathing patterns that can help us to feel more grounded. So, the first pattern is sensing the downward movement of the breath. So can you allow the inhalation to flow down from your chest, down into your belly, and down into your sacrum? Then, when you exhale, can you slow the exhale down just in a comfortable amount so that it feels even with your inhalation? Testing, I think. Okay, good. I think I'm using the mic from the laptop right now. Good. Take a few more directional breaths. So, three more directional breaths. That downward movement on the inhale. So, for a lot of us with anxiety, this movement might not feel might feel paradoxical, might feel different to our normal pattern. And if it does feel paradoxical, it would be helpful for you to practice this pattern more regularly. The second location of the breath that I'd like you to feel is in the back of the heart. So, next awareness is when you inhale, feel that quality of your breath expanding sideways into the ribs and also into the back of the ribs instead of focusing it on the front and lifting up in the collarbones. Notice the back of the heart, notice that quality of expansion there. And then on the exhale, allowing the back of the heart to settle and soften into the blanket. And notice how this second pattern feels in your nervous system. And then for the last Few breaths here. Let go of all effort. Just simply receive your natural breath again. And just with the power of your awareness, can you allow your jaw to soften? You allow your eyes to soften a little bit more. When you're ready to come out of the pose, you can just softly roll over to the side and you can pull your blanket out and roll back onto your back so that your back is neutral on the floor. So um, I think most of us have the yoga balls. So I'm going to guide us in through a release for the upper body. If you don't have the yoga balls, maybe you have, a tennis ball around or a racquetball. Um, just thinking of other accoutrements that could help. But you could also, if you're in a pinch, you could just do manual massage on the upper traps as well. So if you have the yoga balls, you can take them out of the tote and we are going to place them in the upper trap area. So my wireless headset just died, I believe. So I'm going by the mic on the laptop right now. So you're gonna have so you put the two balls on your upper traps like this, and then you'll be lying down. Yeah, so you'll lie down with the two balls pretty much roughly where the strap of your tank top would be, and you want to put pressure on it. Yeah. And I like keeping the knees bent and the feet on the ground as I'm doing this because the feet on the ground allows me to move better. Okay, and if this feels super intense on the floor, you can mitigate some of that pressure by putting your head maybe on a little pillow. You can also choose to go to a wall and do this as well. It's going to be less body weight. So with the self massage, we want to work at a comfortable level of, um, discomfort for us, whatever that is. Okay. So once you land there, see if you can feel your breath again here. And then when you're ready, you can start by just resting your arms down by your side and we're going to overly contract these muscles. That's one strategy for helping them to release is overly contract. Shrug your shoulders up towards your ears, and this can be helpful whether or not you have the balls. So you overly contract everything, even you could even like tighten up your hands into a fist. And then when you exhale, drop everything, and you can even like open your mouth and move your jaw around so that you release tension in the jaw as well. And then do that at least two more times. Tighten everything, hike your shoulders up towards your ears. You can even scrunch up your face, scrunch up your jaw, and then exhale. One more time. So when we overload the contraction, it can help the brain to finally recognize where it's holding something chronically. And then releasing. And then take a free breath here. And when you're ready to begin to pretend like you're pulling a sweater over your head. And when you do this, it's going to move your shoulders up over the balls. And the wider you open your arms out, the more your upper back will rub into the balls. Yeah. So you explore, and the joke that I had, um, I guess in one class is pretend like you're flying on Spirit Airlines and you didn't buy the luggage. So you're wearing lots of layers. And so you're just like taking off one layer after another, and so that will rub out those upper traps. And then maybe as you lift up and you find a spot that you like, you can stay and keep your arms there and just make little wiggle movements. So eventually I like to kind of reach my arms towards the back wall of the room. And then you could add in like a reach side bend. So you could reach your right arm over to the left and side bend. You can reach your left arm over to the right and do little wiggle side bends on the ball. I'm trying to do the motion as I'm sitting. Okay. And then from there, move the balls. So move the balls so they were here in your upper shoulders. Now move them in towards each other so that they're below the base of your neck and on your upper back. So the balls will touch right at the spine. And from here, you can create a little rolling motion by tilting your pelvis. So move your pelvis into a happy tail so your low back arches more, and then tuck your pelvis into a sad tail so that you're in that sad tail and your low back will press into the floor. And when you do that, the upper spine will roll a little bit, will move on the balls, and it feels like the balls are rolling a little bit up and down your back without you having to lift up. So it's like a little mini up and down roll. Good. And then you can come back to stillness and raise your right arm up towards your head and turn your head away from that arm. And then scissor switch the arms. If you don't have the balls, fortunately you can do like manual movements with your fingers. Um, Other accoutrements at home that are helpful for releasing tension here is a brush with a rounded bristle. You can just pat, and the vibration, the patting there will help to break up some of those tensions and improve circulation. Good. And then if you have the balls, you're reaching the arms all the way to the back wall again. And again, you could do another kind of wiggle side bend. And then you can interlace your hands behind your head. And some of us want more pressure, so you can roll up with your head and you would put more weight on the two balls. You could stay and breathe into the back body. You could lean your head side to side. And then come on down. And you can push into your feet and move up on the balls so that the balls move down your back an inch. So they're touching maybe the top of your shoulder blade area. Yeah. And then you can lower your hips down. You could take your arms out wide. And you can explore floor snow angels, sliding your arms on the floor. And it's going to rub some of those shoulder tissues into the balls. Good. And then you could rest your arms wherever you like, wherever it gives you the right amount of pressure. And then you could do your pelvic tilts here, tucking and untucking your tail. so that your body agitates and moves on the balls. Good. So it's intuitive. You're in charge of the pressure. You want to work at a comfortable amount of pressure for your body. And then move yourself up on the balls. Let the balls move down your upper back and land the balls in between your shoulder blades, right in the middle of your shoulder blades now. And from here, you can stretch your fingers up towards the ceiling. And you can, so I'm doing it straight ahead. So it is, but you're lying down. So you're reaching up towards the ceiling and you protract. You stretch your scapula away from each other and then you retract and draw your shoulder blades in towards each other and towards the floor, and then protract, wing the scapula away from each other, away from the spine, and then retract, and then hug yourself, and then do like a wiggle side bend here. And you could also turn to one side, turn to the other. So which between the two feels better for you? You can wiggle, you can turn. So creating a little agitation in that area. And then we're going to again move up on the balls. The balls will now land in that bra strap area. So right below your scapula, where the strap of the bra is, and it's also another way to think about it is underneath your floating ribs, the lower part of your rib cage. So it feels like your floating ribs are popping up, and it feels like you're getting a back bend. Stay here and come back to that breath that we did earlier with that expansion into the back of the heart and into the side of the ribs. So as you inhale, feeling that quality of your breath expanding into the balls, expanding sideways. And then as you exhale, allow the ribs to just soften and sink back inwardly towards the spine. Yogi's choice. If this is enough pressure, you're happy to just stay with breathing without moving, do that. If you're feeling like, hey, I want more pressure, you could support your head with your hands and you could actually do the crunches. So you could roll up on the exhale and then you could descend your upper body back down on the inhale. So you can add in the movement with the breathing as well to make it a little bit more intense. Um, it's not necessary, and it's totally, for some people that feels good. For some people, it's a little too much. Good. And then go ahead and remove the balls. And just take a pause and notice how your middle back is touching the floor now. And notice the quality of your breathing, the quality of the whole upper body. We'll hug the knees in, and you can do knee circles, hip circles. You can move your knees in and out in what's called knee to chest or Apanasana. Yogi's choice. Go in the other direction if you're doing the knee circles. And especially for those of us with the tension in the neck, as you're moving your hips and your knees through the circle, can you sense any movement in the neck and the head? Is it, moving in a little circle along with the sacrum as well? So allowing the neck to receive that movement from the base of the spine. Then we'll slowly lower the feet down. Have your feet as wide as your hip sockets. Keep your knees bent and cross your right outer ankle over on your left thigh. So figure four, let this right knee just fall out to the right side, and you can open your arms out wide and begin to rock your figure four. So as you inhale, rock your figure four over to the right side. As you exhale, rock your figure four over to the left side. So getting movement into the lower body, the hips now. And next time when you rock the figure four over to the left, lower, see if you can keep that alignment with ankle to thigh and lower the right foot all the way to the ground. And if you need to modify, if the foot doesn't come all the way, you can put a block, put a blanket. You can also put the right foot on the inner left thigh. Yeah. And then arms are wide. You can take the gaze back to the right side. And as we stay, allow the breath to fully inhabit that right side. You can also do that practice of letting the breath become longer every time. And that is a strategy, especially um, when we feel anxious, ungrounded. Oftentimes, the breath can become very shallow. Um, so, if we let the breath elongate in a comfortable amount for our body, it can help to ground us and make us feel more safer. Next time when you inhale, go ahead and take your body back to center. We'll unwind, uncross this right leg, and we'll do the second side of this figure four rock. So you can cross the left foot, place it on the middle of the right thigh, and you can rock the figure four side to side. I like inhaling to the side with a bent leg and then exhaling the other way, but it's totally fine to go the other um, pattern as well. Yeah. So the movement is nice and slow. We want to move with a sense of core stability, so we're not like just flopping side to side, but there's a quality of stability in the trunk as well. And then next time when you go over to the right side with your figure four, so your left knee is bent, you would go to the right, and maybe your left foot will be comfortable flush with the floor. Maybe you have to modify. So listen to your body. And then you can take your gaze over back to the left. And when we have our head turned and we take some deep breaths, it actually helps to disengage the that fear flight response, because when we're in that sympathetic um, arousal phase, right, everything around the upper body is constricted and we're oriented towards running away or fighting, and so that the neck muscles will be more in center, and will be hyper um, aroused and tight. But if we rest and we just turn the head over to the side and take a few deep breaths, it helps to disengage some of that neural network of stress. So take a few deep breaths here with your head turned. And when you're ready, coming back to center, uncross your legs. And we'll come into a supported pose. So, probably one of the most widely used, popular restorative poses. So, the supported bound angle one, you want to build a bolster for your torso. So it could be, whatever you have. So I have 3 yoga blankets. So I could make my bolster 2 blankets high or 1 blanket high. And then your third blanket could be, we want the head a little bit higher than the heart. So caveats here, if your upper body is tight, is if your bolster is super high and then your arms drop off, it might be like too much of a stretch for the upper chest. And if it's an overstretch, you're gonna have to support your arms as well, or you can lower your body support. Okay. And then the legs are traditionally in this position, knees bent and out to the side. And your nervous system can relax better if your knees are supported rather than just up in the air. So this is where blocks can be handy, or whatever you got. So the pose looks like this. And again, for the upper body here, it's really important that the amount of stretch through the pecs is a comfortable amount. If it's like we're super high up and the arms are have to drop down super low, that can, overstretch the area. If you can adjust yourself. And do some little movements. Once you're situated, we'll do some circular movements through the upper body in order to release tension there. So you can start with just opulent arms circles, or just with the elbows bent. So you're just moving your shoulders in those circles. You can coordinate a full circling with a full breath. So I'm gonna get out so I can be closer to the mic here. Um, yeah, just gentle moving through those shoulders, and then reverse the direction. And then you can cross, let's say your right arm over and stretch it over to the left side, and you can maybe pull it with the left hand, or you could do more of like an eagle arm, so whichever variation. And then you could switch, so you can just cross over and pull, or you could do eagle arm, but biasing it, pulling it over to one side. And then we'll lower the arms down. And as the arms are down, you can rotate it externally, rotate it internally, yeah, with the arms on the floor. So adding in some supported movement through the joints there to allow the upper body to soften more. And then we'll rest in stillness, allowing the jaw to soften, allowing the jaw to lower away from the upper part of the jaw. So letting the lower jaw drop, releasing the eyes. And we'll come back to those two breath patterns that we did at the beginning. So here in the bound angle position, it can allow for that downward movement of the breath to become more easeful, especially if you've propped it so that your chest is higher than your belly. So feeling that downward excursion of your breath into your belly, into your pelvis. Then allowing your lower body to soften and recede into support. And stay here for a few more minutes, finding that natural downward movement of your breath, your inhale, that quality of softness on your exhale. And gently allow your exhale to become longer. Releasing this cultivation of your breath, this particular pattern. The breath actually is on the inhale it expands in all directions. But this downward movement is a primary pattern that can support relaxation. Then move your awareness into your middle body, into the back of your heart, to the back of your ribs, to the sides of the ribs. Notice for that expansive quality of your inhalation here in the back of the heart, into the side of the ribs. And then when you exhale, allowing this area to soften into the bolster, allowing your nervous system to register this quality of support from your breath as well as from the bolster. And we can slow down the attention and the mind to stay with this primary rhythm of the breath here. Actually sense that quality of nurturance that is inherent. We can also sense the quality of nurturance that is inherent in our relationship to gravity. And as you stay with this awareness of the middle back being supported, include in your awareness the musculature of the neck, shoulders, head. As you allow the nervous system to receive the quality of support, how does that affect the holding in the upper body? Can the upper body let go a little bit more when it's able to register that it is being supported by the middle back, by the breath, by the bolster, earth? Watch your body breathe. 3 more rounds here in the supported bound angle position. It's yogi's choice for the final resting position. If you're feeling very comfortable here, you can choose to stay. If you would like to transition into a different resting position, this is your opportunity to get out of the supported bound angle and come into a resting pose of your choice. So we'll do the 61 points guided Shavasana here. So it's probably easier to feel those 61 points when you're on your back versus on your belly. But maybe that's just because that's what I'm used to practice. You can try. So once you're Back in stillness, if you shifted, land first with your awareness of the whole body, just sensing how your whole body is connecting to the ground, all the places that you are being held and supported. And notice that natural rhythm of your breath, and the way that it is massaging through your back body, especially. And taking your awareness to the point between your eyebrows. And take a breath here, just feeling this point between the eyebrows. And then move your awareness to the point in the pit of the throat. And then feeling the heart area. And move your awareness with my voice. So feeling the right shoulder, right elbow, right wrist, thumb, index finger, middle finger, ring finger, little finger. Feel your right wrist again, right elbow, right shoulder, heart center, right nipple, left nipple, heart center, left shoulder, left elbow, left wrist, thumb, index finger, middle finger, ring finger, little finger, left wrist, left elbow, left shoulder, heart center, solar plexus center, navel center, pelvic center, right hip, right knee, right ankle, big toe, second, third, fourth, fifth toe, right ankle, right knee, right hip, pelvic center, left hip, left knee, left ankle, big toe, second, third, fourth, fifth, left ankle, left knee, left hip, pelvic center, navel center, solar plexus center, heart center. Give yourself a few breaths here, resting in the heart center, feeling that expansive quality of your breath here, expanding in all directions. And letting the back of the heart receive that nurturance of breath, letting that movement touch both the front and the back of the heart. Feeling your throat center, point between the eyebrows again. And imagine you can feel all 61 points at the same, feeling the whole front of the body, back of the body, feeling the front and the back at the same time, feeling the right side of the body, the left side of the body, feeling right side and left side, same. Feel the inside of your body, noticing if there's any end to the space inside of your body. Then feeling what's on the outside of your body. Is there any end to spaciousness outside of the body? Feeling the inside, the outside, inside and outside. Feeling both the inside and the outside at the same time. Noticing yourself as a presence that can be inner as well as the outer. Recall your intention and if you were able to attain that quality right now, what would it feel like? And notice where you can sense that feeling essence right now in your body. What does the feeling of safety, calmness, or health feel like? And can you allow yourself to drink that essence up, to vibrate with that quality more and more, to resonate with it? Your pace, your timing. You can introduce movement whenever you're ready. Can meet in a comfortable seat, like we'll do a short meditation. We were exploring that Abhaya mudra. So if you found that to be supportive, you can choose to hold that mudra again. And then with the other hand, you can maybe place it on your heart, especially if that feels like a place of strength for you. Or you could even place it on your belly if the belly area feels like a place of strength. And as you stay connecting with that pattern that we did of feeling that nurturance of the breath through the heart, so it's said that we receive uh, support, love, um, energy through the back of the heart, and that we give out energy, love, support to the front of the heart. Imagine with each breath you're receiving the energetic support, and you're also giving it out through the heart into this hand, this mudra of fearlessness. We'll transition with the hands either in prayer, or you can have a hand on your heart, a hand on your belly. And just feeling yourself again in this new moment after your practice. So when we have this experiential knowing that we are essence, that we are awareness, it can allow us to feel more safe in the body, because we know that we're not just this material body, but we're also the immaterial. That practice of mindfulness, of staying present with the body, from that spacious place of allowing, of nurturance, connects us with that. So supportive for you. And I will unmute us all so we can do a group phone together. You're ready? We'll take an inhale, and then we'll just take an Om together as a way to seal the practice. Inhaling. You be safe. May you be healthy. May you be supported. May you be at peace.
May you be at peace.
Thank you, Auntie.
Pleasure. And we'll do that prayer for all beings. May all beings be safe.
May all beings be safe.
May all beings be healthy.
May all beings be healthy.
All beings be supported.
All beings being supported.
May all beings know peace.
May all
All beings.
all
know
beings know peace.
Thank you, everybody, for coming.
thank you, Anshi.
Yes, thank you. Our prayer.
Just what I needed.
Thank you, Anshi.
Sure, have a good rest of your Sunday,
You
and
too.
hopefully I'll see some of you for Wednesday morning. We'll have, it'll be a gentle class too, but it'll have a little more movement. I heard somebody speak, but I wasn't sure who.
I think it's mine.
Okay. Anybody have any comments, questions? That's Hazel in the background. She came in the middle of class a few times.
Nice support for you.
Yeah, she's my Zen master.
Yeah. Calm cat.
She's- Yeah, she can be fierce, and then she can be like chill.
Just like us.
Yeah.
Have a good week, dear. Take
Thank you.
care.
I will see you
Bye.
next.
Okay.
I look forward to next Sunday.
Too.
Me
Stay
too.
well, everybody.
It was delicious. Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you, Anshi.
Yes.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye, Amanda.